Hi Cancer, and welcome to the Art of Tarot. This is a reading for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Mars for September 2021. In the beginning of the reading, I will go into general energies. In the second part of the reading, I will go into love and love relationship energies. I will also draw some charms at the end of the reading. That's exclusively for the English readings that I'm doing. I also have a German speaking channel, so check out the description box for all the information. Please like, subscribe, comment to help me share and spread these videos even further. So let's get started. The Nine of Wands, the Shaman of Wands and the Priestess of Wands in reverse in your general energies. This is a lot of fire, obviously, so you have a ton of fire here in your chart. Or the spread, the wands, they stand for fire energy, which means forward movement, active energy. It's the healthy ego charging forward, making us do things we really want to do, go for the things we really want to achieve and accomplish, what we are passionate about. So a lot of passion, a lot of strong-willed energy, and a lot of goal-getter and go-getter energy here, especially with the Shaman of Wands, which is the King of Wands in this deck. You're coming in with the Nine of Wands, which suggests that there might be a bit of a feeling of I don't want to say exhaustion, but I want to say, okay, it's been a long way, you've been through a lot, and for me the Nine of Wands is still a strength card. So it really, you draw strength from your experiences, you draw strength from all the things you've achieved. It's been a lot of work, you've put a lot in it. It felt often like a battle maybe, but you are therefore still in a fighting mode, so you can still take the last step to the Ten of Wands and fight for these last couple of meters that you have to go to the finishing line. And I feel like in the middle of the month you are recharged energetically, so you're really drawing strength out of all the experiences and all the things. Maybe you're also looking at your accomplishments and you're like, oh wow, if this is what I've come to, then I can really go the next step. And maybe you're even self-motivating, or you're inspired by what you've achieved yourself, which is interesting, which I really like. Because the Shaman of Wands, he really wants to charge forward. He knows what to do. He knows how to get it. He knows how to motivate people around him also. He knows how to lead a situation. And he is very much in charge and very much determined to get to his goal. By the end of the month you have the Priestess of Wands, and here we have a little bit of an interesting switch. This could have to do with the Mercury retrograde that is coming up in Libra, especially when it comes to relationships. Maybe there is a little bit of a I can sense a little bit of a sexual frustration. Maybe you're not getting what you want out of a situation right away. The Priestess of Wands can really be an impatient energy as well. So maybe not waiting for the right time, because the Priestess of Wands in general for me is a timing card. So reacting or acting at the right time. When the Priestess of Wands is in reverse, it can really be a card of being impatient, not wanting to wait for an outcome or trying to force an outcome. So be careful that this is not something that is standing in your way, because you're really very well on the way to get what you want here. And also when it comes to love, because there's really interesting energies coming through here. But let's talk a little more about the Priestess of Wands, maybe because the 5th house also came out here for a second, which I changed back into the original 4th house. So maybe self-expression feels a little restricted. Maybe it has this hasty, impatient feel to me. So especially with the Shaman of Wands and the Priestess of Wands in reverse, it just suggests that the feminine energy is a little bit stuck or not well integrated, which means the receptive, creating within sort of, looking within sort of element is a little bit off. So make sure that this is something you keep in mind by the end of the month. because in relationships the looking within element is really very on actually. This can also indicate another person, of course, here with the Priestess of Wands, especially a Leo. Leo is really coming through strongly, and we have Leo here again. On this Astro dice, Leo came out. So in relationships, I think you have a very specific pathway that you're laying out for yourself step by step. You're really looking for the light within. You're really looking for the wisdom within. It's the Hermit card. The Hermit is also the card of Virgo. We are in Virgo season still. So it's about routine. It's about being precise. It's about having a plan. It's about knowing the specific steps of a situation and really implementing them and doing them in a, I would say, responsible way. It's responsible sense. This can also talk about just concentrating on yourself, spending quality time with yourself and feeling good about that. So really also cherishing the time with yourself, cherishing the creative time with yourself. Especially the Hermit for me is always a creative card. He also has a wand in his hand, even though he is an earth sign card, an earth element card, but he still has this creative wand in his hand where he really wants to create, wants to bring forward. Very fruitful, very fruitious energy, because you're really walking on fertile ground. You're laying out fertile ground. You're walking on fertile ground, and you're creating on fertile ground. And you don't really need anybody to help you with that. And I think this is really the path you're going to create your dream relationship life, especially because this is coming through with this advice card here with Leo and Neptune. So making your wishes come true when it comes to a playful, romantic attitude, when it comes to a honest, playful, romantic, maybe a little bit dreamy, with Neptune here, a little bit of a dreamy attitude, but in a good way, you know, because you're really bringing light into a situation where you really want to be true to the lighter path and not the heavier path. And I like to often just put into perspective light and dark and light and heavy. It's two opposites, and it's not always about the dark or what we don't know. It's sometimes just about making things lighter in general, more playful, more fun, and especially with that Leo energy here, this is coming through very much. Also the light, of course, is in the Hermit lantern, so he is also bringing his light forward, and what he's found within himself and the light within himself is really guiding him the way forward. And we can see with the Hermit, it's really a step-by-step process. He's not looking very far ahead. He's just looking at how can he get through the next day, through the next week. It's more like an energy of being in the moment and being creative in the moment and finding wise and positive movement forward and being creative therefore. With this other person, I think in general, I don't see so much an other specific person. If there's another specific person, be very careful. This is the Knight of Wands in reverse. They are most of the time in for the sex. So they don't necessarily want something more grounded, something more stable just yet, or they might not show it. Although the Queen of Pentacles is coming through, that's mirroring you, but they're also having a very hasty, fast way. Maybe they're in and out, maybe they're very passionate when they're there, then they're gone again. It's not very persistent, especially here, Priestess of Wands, Knight of Wands. There's a lot of Wands in reverse, so that's not a very persistent energy, and it can be really disappointing. With the Five of Cups, They might be disappointed by you being very well rounded within yourself right now, and you might be disappointed by their immature behavior, because really immature behavior coming through here, to be honest. In this deck, I mean, the Knight of Wands in this deck, he really looks aggressive in a way, also sexually aggressive, maybe a little scary. So I think you're really turning away from that sort of behavior. If this is a connection that is a little more intense, or maybe more close, if this is a new person, you're really just turning, you're not even looking in the direction of the person. And if this is a relationship, then also you're like, you know, I'm gonna concentrate on myself. This might trigger the person because they're maybe not able to do the same and feel good about it. So there is a connection to disappointment here in general, but maybe more from the other person, or maybe you're even turning inwards because you are disappointed by the behavior of a person. Still seeing their light though here with this card, which says light, see the light in yourself and therefore in others. You're still really trying to do the light workers path and not going into the darker, heavier energies, and I think that's very honorable and very, very impressive, because it's not easy. We have as a connecting energy here the Queen of Pentacles that came out in reverse actually and then turned itself around. So you can maybe through this month work on grounding. I mean, that's what you're doing. I think this person is trying the same thing. They're probably having a much harder time here, because here your energy is much more grounded, much more stable with the Hermit, and you're really asked to create a routine and stay in that routine. I think this can really help you. The Hermit is also a very spiritual card, so you can also work on a spiritual routine. With the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, there is a problematic moment often with giving out too much of your resources maybe, or not having enough resources to give, feeling maybe resourceless, or maybe you're giving out too much time to the wrong things, to the wrong people, and maybe not nurturing yourself enough, and therefore your bank is not full, if you know what I mean. So this can especially be the case with body, with time. Maybe we don't eat well when the Queen of Pentacles is in reverse. Maybe we are stressed, we are not very much in the here and now, and therefore our resources are a little out of whack, out of balance. Other person, same thing. It's really about grounding, about nurturing yourself, about giving yourself the worth that you deserve, giving yourself the time, the care, the material things that you need also, and investing in yourself. With the Hermit, that's a very good card to do so, and to also establish a routine in that. As I said, this turned around the card in the course of the reading. That sometimes happens intuitively when I just put the card back upright without even thinking about it. So that happened. So I think that there is definitely a switch through this month where you can really establish more strength, establish more grounding, establish more resources to give, and also the knowledge and the wisdom where to put it into and where to put your resources into. She's holding these things in her hands and she's waiting to give it away, but she's waiting to give it away. She's not just like mindlessly giving her resources to people or to places or to situations where she doesn't feel like it's honored, respected, or where it can grow. So yeah, this person might be mirroring you as well. They might try to find that grounding within themselves also. Still, I think you're both in a waiting position. With the Queen, you're not going into an active pursuit of a situation or of a person. So you're both more in a receptive energy and waiting for what's to happen, waiting for the right moment. This can really be about home, tradition, family, home life, domestic life very much. So maybe this is really about a person that you are close to. If not, then it's really you thinking about how you want to establish that, how you want to live that, and how you want to manifest that. So it can also be about motherly things very much, so maybe motherly responsibilities, where you really need to fill your bank and have all the resources to give that you need, because you have responsibilities as a mother and you want to be grounded in that and have the resources as well. Because 4th house is Cancer, and that's also the mother, and that's your reading as well. So Cancer, it can be about motherly chores and motherly things that are part also of this maybe relationship situation. So maybe you have to divide your time wisely. Don't be too self-critical here with the 7 of Pentacles in reverse. And maybe what I want to say is maybe take a closer look at what actually grew out of your process and what didn't. It's not that with the 7 of Pentacles, for me, it's always like it's not a black and white situation. It's not everything you've done so far was shit, you know. There is things you did right, there's things you did wrong, there's things that grew, there's things that didn't. So don't ruin your own achievements, you know, just out of a moment of maybe being too self-critical, or a moment where things are not growing the way you wish they would. It doesn't mean that everything is bad. So let's look at some charms. Okay, so I think, wow, this is so interesting how this came out. The 2 elephants, memories. So if this is a person from the past, which can very well be, or it reminds you of a person from the past, you've been through too much, definitely with a person. This is so interesting. This is my 2 memory elephants that speak from very real memories from the past and path. So I think with people like the Knight of Wands, like player type, people coming in and out of your life, not really being too invested, or a specific person that is very fiery, that you've been in a situation with or relationship with, I think, yes, there is a lot of memories maybe that connect you, but they are not necessarily positive. They are just a connection, you know. So sometimes we feel a strong connection to a person because we're connecting on a, as people like to say, trauma bond. So maybe you've been through the same things, or you've had the same intense, difficult experiences, which doesn't mean that it's a healthy connection therefore. And maybe they're even feeding into those experiences, the past patterns are feeding into the toxicity of certain situations or certain connections that you had, which still you can learn from and you can grow from. It's just maybe that you can stay your ground more in what you want and are stronger now and are more transformed, because it really is a path of love. Both of the copper charms came out, and that's my Venus charm as well. So you're on a path of love and you're transforming the path. So you're really finding new knowledge, new ingredients to really transform, to oxidize, to alchemize your experiences into a new, more authentic path, I think, and more a path that is more suited to your true self here with the light. And the carnial is for me a stone of showing your true self, and we have the self charm as well. So, and it came out on the sparkly side, so it's really about how can I move forward with my inner light and not have people ruin my parade? It's what I hear. Not have people ruin my relationship parade, because I am this show horse that is really actually good at bringing the light into people's lives, and I'm sick of people who are trying to steal that from me, maybe with the Knight of Wands in reverse, or who are not doing their part in the situation. So I think you're really standing in that truth, standing in that life, and if that means you're walking alone for a little bit, you're very determined to transform that path and find the strength in it. So yeah, wow, this is a beautiful reading. I really love this very interesting combination of cards, and I hope that you found some inspiration from this reading and some insight, and I hope you can work with this in your growth and in your development. And I thank you for being here. Please like, subscribe, comment, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.